Good morning, everyone. If you can hear me, let me know in the comments. I should be able to be heard at the moment. Good morning, Kathleen. Izzo's places in the house. Hey, Izzo. How's everybody doing out there on this Monday morning? You're out there. We survived this last weekend. That's good. We're getting ready to get going. Don't think Culture Casino's posted his stream yet. We may not have a raid in. It just depends. Yes, everyone, please hit that like button on the way in. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Izzo's Place. Izzo's Place. Boy, do we have a lot to dish about today, and it's only one subject. Wait. But I hope everybody's in good spirits. I am trying to be in the best spirits as I can be, because went to McDonald's for breakfast. They said they had no food today. It's McDonald's. Do they ever actually have food? Going Shogi. Good morning, Going Shogi. Glad to see all my members in the house. My mom is here. Thanks for coming in, everybody. I know, right? Oh, let's see. We got the countdown at 34 seconds, almost 30 seconds. So we're gonna start hiding the comments for a moment. Let me see. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
3, 2, 1, lock. Cool.
Good morning and welcome back, Fun Fam. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to follow the Bradley's Fun, the daily dish, where we dish about all things theme parks, pop culture, and sometimes it's about what is going on in the world that affects those things. And that's where we're at today. What is going on in the world that affects what may happen in the theme parks, because sometimes what happens in the world affects what happens in the theme parks, whether we like it or not, because the theme parks are the place we go to escape what's happening in the world. And I'd say a lot of us could probably use a good escape right now. Let me go check out the comments. Let's see who all is in the house. Let's see here. Going over to the comments. We have. Okay, I'm going to scroll back a little bit. My mom, I'm going to give her first dibs. Kathleen Fantazi, welcome in. That's my mom. She says that she went to McDonald's for breakfast and they had no food today. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I wonder which McDonald's she went to. Go and Shogi says, good morning, all. Good morning, good morning. Izzo's place is in the house. Says, what? That is the end times talk there. After what just happened, I certainly don't want to talk about end times. Please, we're going to try and keep it happy. Izzo's place says, good morning to Go and Shogi. So we've got some members in the house. If you are really enjoying this and want to support Ron, hit the join button and see what tier you might want to access. Hey, I appreciate that, Izzo. Yeah, absolutely. We are doing a member drive right now. Hopefully everybody can hear me. It's so weird with StreamYard because you can't hear yourself. Like I can't hear I can hear myself here, but I can't hear myself here. It's weird. But anyway, yeah, we are having a member drive right now. We want to upgrade the StreamYard plan. I'm getting a warning from StreamYard already that I've almost used all my 23 hours of streaming time for this month. So we want to upgrade. I'd like to go not just the first tier, but the second tier where it can actually stream in 1080. Right now it's only streaming in 720 and I do my vlogs in 4K, so I like having a high quality picture. Rhonda H says hi to everybody with that pink waving hand. And Izzo's place says hi. Rhonda the Bud File says good morning, people. Good morning, Sue. How are you doing today? And we've got Izzo, Kathleen says, I rarely go to McDonald's, like 2 times this year, but both times problems. Well, those are certainly issues. Okay. I know what you're talking about here. Was that Jonathan Taylor Thomas? In my intro, in the year 2000, I was in the commercial for the Skyscreamer. This was back in my acting career. Yes, I have an acting career. It's not much of one, but I have one. So I was in Las Vegas, and they hired me as the Skyscreamer guy for the MGM theme park, not the MGM Disney one, but the actual MGM theme park at the MGM Grand. It's called the MGM Grand Adventures theme park in Las Vegas. I was the Skyscreamer guy, and that was not Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but boy, did we get that all the time. I heard that from everybody. Everybody thought that was Jonathan Taylor Thomas. No, it was just some young actor in Las Vegas. He's a grown man now. If he ever sees that and wants to chime in, I hope he does. I had posted that commercial on, I think, maybe my first YouTube channel that I created. I don't have access to that channel anymore. I don't know how to access it. I've written YouTube. They won't tell me. It's under Toon Shack USA, which was my cartooning business back in the day. So, no, that was not Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Anyone do that Rick Cords thing? I did several times. The Cedar Point had one. Very freaky. Don't do well with heights. Yeah, I actually, I've been skydiving, and I really enjoyed it. I think I talked about this before, but I will definitely have to talk about that audition again on a future episode, because that was the funniest thing, that audition, having to do that. So Izzo's place things. Thank you for that. Become a member, hit the join button. Hey, speaking of that, if you're a member right now, I know Izzo's place is in the house, Go and Shogi's in the house. Show them what the custom emojis are, especially the one that was most recently requested because of all the shorts on my channel, the sword in the stone. I've got that as my newest custom emoji on the channel. Funny thing, I remember that commercial played all over. That, as far as I know, that ended up being a national commercial. I saw it when I was in California for sure. And it played so much on Nick at Night. I know that whenever, at that time, even though Friends was on the air on NBC, it was in syndication on Nick at Night, and so I would go in and watch Friends at Nick at Night. on Nick at Night, and I would see my commercial, almost every commercial break. It was crazy. Thank you. There's Going Shogi with the Sword and the Stone, with the castle, the Skyliner. Awesome. The balloon. See that there in the chat. That is awesome. I appreciate that. There's those custom emojis, guys. And we want to create more. And to create more, we got to get more members. So if you want to join, feel free to join in. If you're watching this on the replay, certainly hit the like button, hit the join button. And yeah, you don't have to. Obviously, you don't have to. But we definitely appreciate all the support that we can get. And we're doing that so that we can give you guys better and more high quality streams. Now, as much as I would prefer not to, we have to get to today's subject matter, and we really can't help but talk about what went on over the weekend. God, I hate doing it. I didn't like seeing it. I'm glad our former president is okay. President Trump survived. Seems to be okay. Other than I wonder if it affected his hearing. In the ear. I also want to address something else real quick. There have been a number of celebrities that have passed on recently. I don't want to bring all of them up. I'm just going to see if I can remember all of the names. We've got Shelley Duvall, Dr. Ruth Westheimer. I can't remember the name of the kid from Alf, who was like the young kid in Alf. Was it Donald Sutherland that passed away as well? Joe Bonsall from Oak Ridge Boys, who I personally knew and met on a couple occasions when I worked in Branson. They were doing their show in Branson. And if you remember any others, you can put them in the comments, because there were Richard Simmons passed away. I mean, it was kind of a, and then Shannon Doherty from 90210. Wow. I mean, yeah. Native Hawaiian is in the house. She says, or he says, I don't know if you're a she or he. Native Hawaiian, you're a Native Hawaiian. You could be either. I don't know. But morning. If you have a name, you can tell me that in the comments, and I can just call you that. So let's see what Jeremy Heath has to say. The elephant in the room. All he heard was a whiz. His hearing should be fine. I hope so. There is a photograph going around where, obviously, with that many people, that many digital cameras, everybody having their phone out and taking pictures and filming and everything else, somebody actually has a photograph. I've seen a photograph of what looks like the bullet going behind his head, like actually in the air. So that was crazy. But I'm a guy. Y'all can call me Noah. What's up? Thanks, Noah. I appreciate that. Some people don't want to let people know, and that's fine too. I'm okay with either way. But I do appreciate you letting us know. So, but here's the thing. So we all know what happened over the weekend. I get a call from my mom. She's in the comments. 611. Oh my gosh, President Trump just got shot. And I was like, what? No, what? I mean, it's crazy, because it happened on, now, there was a day and time when streaming wasn't a thing, when television was different, and there would have been some channel, C-SPAN, something, always running these speeches live on the air for like a former president doing the rally like that. Used to be a time when that was always run on some type of a network television. Now it was live on streaming, most certainly. I'm sure on Umble. I'm saying it that way because you guys know what I'm talking about, but YouTube doesn't like the word apparently. And YouTube, and I'm sure it was live in other places, but whether you were watching it live or whether you caught it later, everybody in the world who has any type of media now knows that there was an actual assassination attempt on the president at a rally where the security should have been high enough that that never should have happened in the first place. The attempt shouldn't have been able to be made, because what happens, and I've seen this myself in action. An entire area where the president or a former president, when there's a Secret Service detail, and in this case, he's a former president, his Secret Service detail should be huge. There's like a 10-mile blockade around that area that's watched. That's so. It's a little strange. Hey, what's up, Dylan? See you. I see you in the chat there, Dylan Soup. It's a little strange to me that the sniper shooter was able to get up on a building at all. You would have thought drones would have seen that, that somebody would have approached the person beforehand. I mean, it was so strange. So I don't want to go into any conspiracy theories about how it happened. I'm just saying that it's strange that it did. The reason I know this is because I saw this personally when President Barack Obama, who was president at the time, was speaking at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. And that's why I'm tying this in to our channel, because sometimes, whether we like it to or not, politics happens to invade the world of theme parks and travel and tourism, and that's why this is on this channel. This is not a political channel, okay? No politics here. I'm just talking about events as they happen. So President Barack Obama was at the Magic Kingdom, and I didn't know. So I'm driving in one day just to go to the Magic Kingdom as a guest. I hadn't heard anything about this, and I think it was 2015, 2016. I'm not sure when it was exactly, but I'm driving in, and I'm like, why are there so many police on the road today? So they're literally, like, I want to say every football field or so, every 300 yards or so, there was a police car on the side of the streets going into the Magic Kingdom on every single road leading in there, because they eventually lead to World Drive, and then they all these different streets converge in the World Drive, and they lead to the entrance to the Magic Kingdom. Every single road, they were packed with all these police officers, and I was like, what the heck's going on? And I can't remember whether it was security or wherever I was checked. Very thorough security check, and then take the monorail in and get to the Magic Kingdom, and then I get into the Magic Kingdom, and there is a construction wall right after the main plaza before you enter into Main Street, right? And then you look at the top of every single building, and there were Secret Service agents all dressed in black armed like they were guns, and they were walking back and forth surveying the entire area. And so this was at the Magic Kingdom. It was crazy. They had the entire Main Street and Central Plaza around the castle completely blockaded off with construction walls and armed security watching all of those areas. And they had, I believe they had to the right, where you can go to a backstage area. They sometimes open this when the park is busy or different, for different reasons. They'll open this particular backstage area where you walk behind the buildings of Main Street, not on the Emporium side, if you've ever been to the Magic Kingdom, but on the candy shop side. You walk behind that, and then you come out. Normally you would come out by the plaza, but they had this all like redirected so that you'd have to go around to where Tomorrowland is, because it was all blockaded off. It was crazy. It was nuts. But at the time, apparently, President Barack Obama had been there giving a speech about some type of opening travel up to more Asian cultures and making it easier for them to get visas. I don't really know exactly. Like, it was something like that. This was a while ago. It was some kind of new executive order or law, something. I don't know, but it had to do with travel and had to do with coming from, from the East. Anyhow, that's my personal experience with being in an event where there was a massive amount of security presence because the president was speaking. That's why I brought that up, because I have seen it firsthand what that detail is like, what that Secret Service detail is like. And um, it's just odd to me that this whole thing was even able to happen at all. And the first thing that I want to address is the fact that we're not going to be able to get away from the fact that somebody, in fact, lost their life at this. I don't know if it's anyone more than this yet. I haven't seen any updates on the news yet, but I do want to read this because this is out of that Park Place network. My friend Jonas Campbell, and he reposted this. This is from Byron Donalds. This is on X, but it's just a repost by Byron Donalds. So I'm going to see if I can go into this. But Jonas Campbell, Jonas J. Campbell, you all know him from that Park Place. He says, we need a country full of men like Corey Compratore. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Compratore, a true hero. And this is the gentleman who lost his life, unfortunately, at the rally. I'm going to see if I can bring this up by Byron Donalds. It's not, there we go. All right. So Byron Donalds, by the way, Byron is my full name for those of you that don't know. I go by Ron, but that's my name. Corey Comparatori died at the rally protecting his wife and daughter. He died a hero because he lived like a hero. We need to pray for his family. And I believe this is what his daughter, I think this is his daughter that wrote this, Allison Comparatori. Yesterday, time stopped. And when it started again, my family and I started living in a real life nightmare. What was supposed to be an exciting day that we'd all looked forward to, especially my dad, turned into the most traumatizing experience as someone could imagine. I know the media will cover this event, and I'm going to try my best to stay away from looking at everything, especially because I've already seen and lived through it in real time. But I want everyone to know what the media will not cover and will not say about him. He was the best dad a girl could ever ask for. My sister and I never needed for anything. You call, he would answer, and he would do whatever it is you needed. And if you didn't know how, he'd figure it out how. He could talk and make friends with anyone, which he was doing all day yesterday and loved every minute of it. He was a man of God, loved Jesus fiercely, and also looked after our church and our members as family. The media will not tell you that he died a real life superhero. They are not going to tell you how quickly he threw my mom and I to the ground. They are not going to tell you that he shielded my body from the bullet that came at us. He loved his family. He truly loved us enough to take a real bullet for us. And I want nothing more than to cry on him and tell him thank you. I want nothing more than to wake up and for this to not be the reality for me and my family. We lost a selfless, loving husband, father, brother, uncle, son, and friend. I will never stop thinking about him and mourning over him until the day that I die too. July 13th will forever be a day that changed my life. I will never be the same person I was less than 24 hours ago. There are a lot of children out there that say their dad is their hero, but my dad really is mine. I don't think that I would be here today without him. Dad, I love you so much that there aren't enough words to express how deep that love goes. I know you'll give heaven some hell. I know that God is proud of the man who came to his gates yesterday. What else to say about that? It's when your entire life comes to a halt. I mean, you think about the concert in Las Vegas a few years ago when somebody opened fire on that concert. You think about sometimes just going to school. We should not live in a world where people who clearly have some issues going on are able to get a hold of firearms. And I am very pro Second Amendment, so don't get me wrong about that. Everybody deserves the ability to protect themselves if something like this is to happen. And there have been some great cases where I know in a mall a couple of years ago, there was somebody that was about to open fire. I guess maybe did open fire, but had not hit anybody, but another innocent bystander citizen who was legally armed was able to stop that person from taking any lives, actually. So we live in a world where it's very important to be able to have the ability to protect ourselves. That's very, very clear. But also, we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have. There's so much like I want to be. I love Force of Light Entertainment just because I like their name. I love the That Park Place Network and WDW Pro. We try as much as we can to be very positive about the news, even when the news itself might be negative, even if we have differing opinions on stuff, and sometimes we do, we all are able to discuss it like reasonable grown-up people. Yeah, and I just don't understand why so many today can't seem to do this. But I just think about the fact that people can be out doing anything, any event, fireworks, 4th of July, having fun, any vacation, any travel, and also in an era where budgets are tight. Does this type of event being blown up on the media, does it quell people's desires to maybe get out as much as they might want to normally? And I'm going to look at some of your comments in just a moment, but there is something else that I want to share, and that is in relationship to the Walt Disney Company and the reaction from the current CEO and president of the Walt Disney Company. Let's see if I can share this. When the camera freezes on like that, come on, camera, get going here again. By the way, guys, this is one of the reasons I want to upgrade. When you're getting the free StreamYard, you get the goo like this, and I want to give a better show to you guys. So if you guys help me out, I appreciate it. Any supers, any memberships, gifted memberships, those kind of things help us out, and hopefully we get enough this month that when we renew our StreamYard next month, we can upgrade our plan a little bit. So appreciate that. Boom, 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 boom. Virginia, my beautiful wife, is in the house. She says, "Good morning, everyone." So, morning, Virginia. So let's read this. Let's read. Uh-oh. Come on now. Disney CEO Bob Iger issues statement regarding shooting at Trump rally. Robert Iger, CEO of the Walt Disney Company, issued the following statement regarding the shooting that occurred at the rally of former President Donald Trump on Saturday, June 13th, 2020. Statement that he issued, he says, "We are all thankful that President Trump was not severely injured, and I wish him a speedy recovery. I offer my most heartfelt condolences to the family of Compratore, and I am praying for the other victims of this unconscionable shooting. As a nation, we must all unite in condemnation of political violence and realistically any violence. So, I mean, I understand these are the kind of statements that any company leader, CEO, anybody should issue. I'm just looking through the comments, and I want to make sure I haven't missed anything. So, I need to check something real quick here. Again, I don't have any guests on the show this morning because of the subject matter. I'm not sure. Like, if I had a guest, the show would more likely end up running very, very long, and it's not something that I want necessarily to run particularly long today. But as you guys are sharing your thoughts, Manny, Uncanny, Izzo. So yeah, as you guys are sharing your thoughts in the comments down there, I'm looking for something. And I'm going to address some of your comments in just a minute. If we have any super chats or those, I'll get to those. And definitely chats from members, I'll get to those in just a minute. Just looking for something here to see if I can possibly add a redirect over to Culture Casino right after this. I'm sure he's got some thoughts on this. I know a lot of people, even WDW Pro, went live yesterday. I only went live for a short period of time, and it was not to the public. It was only to my members. I believe Go and Shogi was in the house, and Greco was in the house, Greco. And we just I just wanted to air some thoughts more in the moment. I'm glad that we're kind of getting away from this moment. I'm interested in what is going to be coming up this week. By the way, I've got a lot of things on the horizon for this channel coming up, so I'll be talking about that in just a moment. I got to look down here for this. I hate looking down and away from the camera, but let's see if I can find anything yet. Man, I'm not seeing it here. Does anybody know if Culture has posted? Yeah, no, here's the thing, Manny. It's not really that. It's the subject is more about how this is affecting travel, how this is affecting the parks. I was talking earlier about my experience with when President Barack Obama visited the Magic Kingdom earlier. So just in relationship to it's not a political discussion by any means. It's mostly a discussion of how does this affect people's feelings when they go out. Maybe does do more people travel because they want to get out of the whole world thing, or do less people travel because they kind of feel dangerous. Yeah, that's why I generally I try to stay away from this type of thing, but it's a situation that happened and it can't really be ignored. So yeah, got to talk about how it's going to affect things. I'm not seeing anything for Culture Casino. I'm trying to check and see, does anybody else see anything about his stream? It might not be up yet. If it's not, you guys can just all go into, anybody that wants to can go over to his channel after this, because normally he starts about 10:45. But yeah, it's got to be talked about. That's the whole thing. It's I don't like specifically getting on the subjects of politics or looking for a channel that's about theme parks and about having fun. That's what we're about. All about theme parks and theme park news and having fun and what's coming up, and hopefully we'll do a lot more about Epic Universe. I'm really I noticed I was frozen. Like, man, I think it's on my end. I really do. It may not be. It may be on your end, but I kind of think it's about you. Yeah, so we were talking about Disney. We talked about the CEO, Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, and his statement basically condemning the act, which it is. You know, the act should be condemned, and and um and I what are your thoughts on, as far as people will people continue to travel throughout the summer? Will they hit theme parks? Will they go to local theme parks? Um, where do you think, like, will people just stay in places that they really believe are safe? I mean, I would say that Disney World is probably one of the safest places to be. Um, as far as I've been through security there a number of times. Um, it is when anyone attempts to sneak a firearm in, or accidentally has left one in their bag, they get stopped at security real quick, and never let into the parks, and never let past security. So, um, and security is really generally very, very good at Walt Disney World, at Universal, SeaWorld. Yeah, all those things are really, really good. So, uh, okay, so Izzo saying the Culture Casino does have his video up. I'm going to try real quick and see if I can bring that up. On my end, things are a little bit choppy. But let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Let's try over here. And I'm going to go back to that's not what I want. All right, so we're gonna refresh this and go here, customize, and bring that up. Let's see if we can do it real quick here. And we're gonna add the redirect, and we're going to go. Today's the 15th, right? I think I got it. Perfect. All right, guys. Let me look at your thoughts. Let me look at your chats. All right, there we go. So the redirect should be on now. The security in Disneyland stinks. Oh, okay. So are you on the West Coast? I haven't been to Disneyland in such a long time, but we got special machines out here and everything you pass through. It's really interesting, though. I have had situations where I've had my bag checked one day, and the next day I have everything in my bag and it just passes through. And then, yeah, so I guess we need better security in California at Disneyland, but I'm telling you, at Disney World, it's on point. They even did this. They used to not have, before 2020, they didn't have security at Disney Springs, but now you have to pass through a bag check no matter how you enter Disney Springs. There's a checkpoint. Even though it's free to get in, free to park, you have to pass through a security checkpoint at Disney Springs. And I will say this, the process is used to. Where'd it go? There it is. I'm back. Okay. So a lot of times I walk into the Magic Kingdom and go through the security at the TTC, and like a whole tram from the parking lot like gets off right in front of me, and that's like hundreds of people. But I guarantee I get in the back of that line and I'm still through security in 2 minutes. So that's great. And Go and Shogi is on. So we've got Go and Shogi and Izzo's Place are our members that are in the house. If you're coming back and watching the stream later, make sure you hit that like button. Obviously, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel and click that notifications bell, because when you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm and you get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. And Manny Uncanny is in the Southern California area. On that, My wife says Los Angeles in the house. On that note, we are going to get going. I just wanted to kind of get this out there. Part of it is me venting because the discussion has to be had. And honestly, I don't want to have to deal with it anymore. And I hope I don't have to deal with it anymore this week. We want to talk about fun things that are coming up. We want to talk about Universal. I'm going to get out to Hollywood Studios today. Maybe it won't be as fun because I'm going to want to do a vlog on Hollywood Studios and what has happened to the condition of Hollywood Studios since about the year 2015, when I loved going to Hollywood Studios. Now it's not quite as much. Yes, we are in Orlando, Florida. We are just a few minutes from the parks. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. Thank everybody for coming in today and being so kind. And I want to thank my members for holding on strong, holding the fort down. Also, all my mods out there, all the wrenches in the chat. Thank you so much. Be sure and stay tuned in here to follow the Bradley's Fun, but also Culture Casino right after this. Also, everybody in that Park Place Network, WDW Pro, T3, that Park Place, Lorena Creole, all my friends over there. And let's see. Yeah. We've got to get this going here. Until next time, I will see you real soon. Ciao, everybody. Bye.